Hey y'all, it's your girl Key. This is a pick a card for this new moon in Sagittarius that we're having on December 1st. So if you had a chance to view my story or look at this post, we got pile 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video if you need to pause it. Choose your pile, comment, like, share. Which pile is yours. It's all about interacting. And we're gonna get going, alright? So if you chose pile 1, this message is for you. So with your overall energy for this new moon in Sagittarius, you have last quarter moon in Pisces. Talk less, feel more. Okay, so this is energy that is leading. So this might be a lesson a lot of you had to learn before this new moon in Sagittarius that is preparing you for this new cycle that you're about to enter, okay? With talk less, feel more, this is all about your intuitive side, okay? Tapping more into your feminine side, listening to your intuition, paying attention to your body, nurturing yourself, being more still and present in the moment. Yes, a lot of you guys might have a lot of ideas where you want to start things, but this is all about you starting something and not finishing. Or you could be connected to people who are like that, which was showing you a pattern you have within yourself. Okay, so Spirit is saying with this next cycle that you're stepping in, this is all about talking less, more action, okay? You have the ideas, you have the brainstorm. It's time to start watering and nurturing those seeds now. A lot of you probably, if you chose this pile, you were in a period of void or stagnation where you had to sit, reflect, and reassess yourself, okay? This is also talks about facing yourself, facing your obstacles head on, which means knowing that you don't always have to push through, but sometimes you have to take a step back, sit still, and let things clear its way out, which is all about that intuitive feeling, okay? You also have first quarter moon in Cancer, so you guys have a lot of water energy. So you can have Pisces, Cancer in your chart, or this is the energy that you're embodying, which is by you healing your feminine energy. With the first quarter moon, this is all about energy that's challenging, okay? This is the energy that might be kind of blocking you from going to where you want to be. But with the first quarter moon in Cancer, it's all about pushing through your insecurities. So this goes hand in hand. So a lot of you are closing out a cycle of, starting something, but seeing that you're not finishing it, okay? And made you realize that a lot of you had to really fight for your insecurities. You probably were seeing how your self-doubt played a big part in blocking. A lot of you, this has to do with your throat chakra. You probably started off really strong with a certain passion idea in the past, and then you took a break because you were starting to get insecure, starting to doubting, am I going to get the recognition and rewards, or is it really helping people? But Spirit is saying you started out strong, you just got to continue to finish. Just because you're going through a still period or a slow down period doesn't mean you give up, doesn't mean you let your fears, your insecurities, and doubts overweigh everything you have accomplished to this point. And this is something that I've been going through also through my journey of transition for the last couple years, is that I'm learning that even through the stillness and being still, that's when a lot of things actually work out in your favor. That's when you start seeing a lot of things being removed and turning in your favor, because you had to be still, you had to be present. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's what's going on, is that this time Spirit is really wanting, this new moon is going to bring up that self-doubt and insecurities that you have, because you're being told to redivert that, transmute that energy into something positive, which is for a lot of you to finish the projects and ideas that you have started, or keep believing in your desires and manifestations that you want for yourself, because you're closer to the goal than you think. And I feel like this is what the Sagittarius new moon is for the whole collective, is that to make everybody realizes that you might not be where you want to be, but you're closer to where you want to be than you think. It's just the way you see things. You have to see the bigger picture, and that's all about Sagittarius energy. The lesson that you are learning right now is your pride. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. So I feel like a lot of you, the major lesson that you had to learn, some of you could be closing this out, is that you are seeing how your pride got in the way of a lot of things, how you did a lot of things from an ego base, or you could see how you holding on to anger, resentment has blocked you from receiving. And I feel like for a lot of you, a lot of people don't realize sometimes a closed heart space is what blocks you from receiving what you've been asking or desiring for yourself, because you feel entitled, you feel victimized. And Spirit is really wanting you to change perspective and understand that everybody might not be going through the same thing that you went through, but they go through some type of pain, setback like you. So you have to learn to stop comparing yourself to other people, but also learn that sometimes your pride the pride is the devil. Sometimes that is the devil talking to you to get you off track. And I feel like a lot of you are realizing with this is that you're going to realize that your pride gets in the way sometimes of accomplishing things that you're trying to accomplish, because you feel like you should be there sooner, faster, or this should already happen already, but you only could control you, is what you're learning. So your self-care message, though, for this new moon in Sagittarius is speak up. It's funny, I said the throat chakra. Right? A lot of you are people who have voices. A lot of people listen to you. A lot of people come to you for advice, or just what you put out to the universe. It is heard, but you have to have confidence in your voice. Speak up is what I'm hearing. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And a lot of you, this might also, if you can't speak something to somebody, maybe you need to speak it to yourself and get it off your chest. Everybody loves a good burn ritual. But I also feel like for a lot of you, this is just speaking up for yourself, period, in all areas of your aspect, knowing your worth, knowing your value, learning to say no to people, learning to tell people when they got you messed up. But it's like learning to say it in a way where it's not belittling or, downgrading, because a lot of you are learning that was projected onto you. So you're learning how to do it from a healthier space. But a lot of you, this has to do with your work, or just, your purpose is your voice is your purpose. There is power in your voice. You also have opening up. So a lot of you might be getting called to share your story, be more open and vulnerable with other people, tell them how you feel. A lot of you, this also might be somebody connect to you who might be coming back around and telling you how they really feel, opening themselves up to what they've been going through, what the challenges have been when it comes to their emotions, and how, how guilt and shame they have for past setbacks, and how they were doing a lot of things for their pride and ego. I'm getting it two different ways. Like I said, it's collective general energy. There's a lot of energy on this. But a lot of you are being told to open up, okay? Show your vulnerability. Be your authentic self. Have confidence in that. It says you're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. So a lot of you guys could be marrying somebody at this time where both you guys are letting your pride and stubbornness block you from receiving what you both desire, which is each other, or just, a vulnerability, a healthy connection where someone sees you on a soul level and accepts you on a soul level. But you have to be really first open up to yourself and be honest about that, and then be open to receiving that from people you're connected with within a job that you want to be seen and recognized in, or just how you're building your foundation for your future. But this all starts with you opening up and having confidence and speaking up for yourself in the things that you are manifesting in this world. This is what this new moon in Sagittarius is about for you guys, is to talk less, do more. And so for some of you who are being told to talk less, do more, which means is you can't keep saying that you're going to do something and not finish. And I feel like for a lot of you, you could have been connected to somebody who said they were going to do certain things with you. Y'all were going to do certain things together or build something, and they, their emotions got the best of them and they didn't do it. And I feel like they're realizing that this is a pattern within them because people do it to them. But take what resonates. I feel like it's different for all of you, but I also feel like for a lot of you, your freedom within yourself in the Sagittarius moon is your voice. If you chose pile 2, this message for this new moon in Sagittarius is for you. So the first card is full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. So this new moon in Sagittarius, so it's gonna feel like a full moon to this pile. So which is telling me a lot of energy for whoever chose this pile is coming to a peak, which means it's going to push you to end something or start something new, which, we're in a new moon. So full moon in Aries, cool your emotions. So a lot of you guys could be in this stalemate where you're wanting to fight with other people, or you feeling this negative, I wouldn't say negative, or you feel this pent up aggression towards you. There's somebody who might want to come towards you, or this is you want to come towards somebody else. But this is all the energy where it's coming to a peak where you need to stop making it all about you and make it about we, the collective, especially with Pluto moving into Aquarius. A lot of people are going to start seeing that a lot of things that you or people around you were doing was the benefit of themselves, I, instead of we. And I feel like a lot of you are at this energy where that selfish, there's nothing wrong with being selfish sometimes, because sometimes you have to be selfish to be selfless. You have to choose yourself sometimes in certain things. But a lot of you have done so much where you put yourself and your needs before other people. Now it's becoming a detriment to your relationships that were meant to help you. But this also could be a detriment to yourself. A lot of you have been letting a lot of people, be takers from you, and then now you have all this anger and resentment towards it instead of speaking up. So it's having to find the balance, okay? And for a lot of you, the spirit is saying if you want to make peace, it's time to find the peace within, and also learn compromise is what I'm getting with this pile. This new moon in Sagittarius is teaching a lot of you how to compromise. Full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow. Yeah, this is why I said this pile, this is gonna feel like a full moon for y'all. Didn't even know y'all had 2 full moon cards, okay? This is going to feel like a full moon for y'all. So a lot of you are going to want to take action because you're mentally in your head, okay? And it's nice to be, you know, wanting to be embracive, take charge, make things happen. But sometimes that could also be a detriment to your health if you do not have a solid plan. And I feel like a lot of you are being told to realize that with this energy, embrace the flow. So it's time for you guys, like some of you guys can be talking really fast around people, or people could be talking fast to you to get you confused. And I always say a confused person is a dangerous person. So a lot of you are being told to slow down, okay? It's okay to take a step back and get your thoughts and your mental together to figure out the direction that's going to be best benefit for everyone, not just yourself. And I feel like this probably has to do with just the collective overall, when I say people you connect with, people you on a daily basis. So I do feel like there is some type of change that's going to happen with this pile, with this new moon in Sagittarius, where it's going to force you to make a choice. A lot of you are going to be seeing different people in different ways right now. With a full moon in Gemini with Embrace the Flow, it's like Spirit is making you step back and view people differently, because a lot of you probably have this one mindset of like, I view this person this way, and you're not even seeing them for who they really are because you're so used to perceiving them one way that you probably, like, for example, you could have been in a long-term relationship with somebody and you thought they had your best interest. You thought they loved you, and next thing you know, they were the snake you were sleeping with. They were the one robbing you. They were the one lying. They were the one batting your name. They were the one stealing from you. And this whole time you thought this person loved you, when at the end of the day they used you for the benefit of them. And this is a lesson a lot of you are having to accept, learn, and rebuild or reassess. And this is what the new moon in Sagittarius is making a lot of you have to do, is that pain and anger, resentment that you're having, channel it in a healthy way to find a solution to your problems. Which is teaching a lot of you a lesson of fear. A lot of you, with the Gemini energy, you guys weren't making a choice in the past. Now with this new moon in Sagittarius, it's telling you have to make a choice and not let fear and blame from other things in your past dictate how you're about to move. So a lot of you, it's like you're not fully out of the past and you're not fully in something new, is because you have to accept how you got to where you are before you take that next step in the next direction. It's like you guys had to go revisit the past to accept how you got to where you are so you can start something new. And a lot of you, that has to do with you had to realize you were keeping yourself trapped in fear. It says, I realized I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So a lot of you, your fears were coming up because you were starting to experience something that you have never experienced. For a lot of you, you could have been removing old people from your past and attracting new people that were actually giving you genuine, authentic love, which forced you to show how you've been hiding your authenticity, because you've been in this place of protection. Now that you're in a place of vulnerability, it scares a lot of you, and it causes you to blame yourself and others for how you got to where you are. It says, blame, I accept responsibility for my well-being. So a lot of you are in this energy where you had to take a step back, or you have to reevaluate and hold yourself accountable for how you got to where you're going, so you can shift to the new cycle that you're about to be entering, okay? Strong solar plex energy for a lot of you. You also be ready to resonate with pile 1, where a lot of them, their pride and ego got in the way of certain things, of not making a decision. I always say, making no decision is making a decision, because you're choosing to stay stagnant. You're choosing to stay where you're at. So I feel like a lot of you is having to really be honest about the fact of like, oh, okay, I'm here because I chose to be here, because I wasn't making the change that I said I wanted to make, but I was staying complacent because I was worried how other people were going to view me. I was worried how the shame and guilt. I didn't want to be blamed for things. Everybody's going to get blamed for something. It's who is evolved enough to hold themselves accountable and then make the changes. And that's what is coming up for a lot of you. It's like you guys have pent up anger from your past for choices, decisions you made, and you're trying not to project it out to other people, or you have people projecting out to you, which is triggering you and making you have to view things differently. You're at a self-care message though for this new moon. So I feel like this pile is closing out something. And this something for a lot of you has to do with your emotions and your mental state. You have special gifts. Never surrender to the normal. That's that authenticity that is being triggered within you guys. A lot of you have people that you're connecting with new that is bringing out your authentic side, that's making you see that you have special gifts, and that certain people that you had around you in the past were hindering those or weren't seeing them because they were only worried about them. And that now you got to realizing your worth. Nutrition. So your guys' diet is going to be very important during this new moon in Sagittarius. A lot of you might be going through a diet change or working out, but the things that you used to crave in the past, you're not going to crave anymore. And I will always say, when you're on your healing journey, a lot of the ascension systems, a lot of you might be fasting, or you might be just going on a clean diet. So a lot of you, your body is your temple. Try changing your eating habits. So it's time to change your eating habits. It's time to really take care of you and nurture you, which is why I say part of nurturing you is nurturing your emotions. So this is what I got for pile 2. Hope this resonated. Hey y'all, if you chose pile 3, this message is for you for this new moon in Sagittarius, okay? Your guys' overall energy, the first card is full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. So full moon energy is about energy reaching its peak. So you guys, this new moon in Sagittarius is going to give you a huge reality check. Whatever you've been stressing about and worrying about, this is a sign. Stop worrying about it, because it's pushing it further and further away. Second point when it comes to this card is basically saying that you might have hit a roadblock or might hit a stagnation period because you need to put a little more effort into things that you're doing, or do it a different way. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is about restrictions, lessen your view. So a lot of you are really asking this new moon in Sagittarius is basically saying, how determined do you want what you say you want, and how are you going about things? Are you going about it the smart way, or are you going about a harder way? And sometimes a lot of you have to detach from what you want to get what you want. So that's what this full moon in Capricorn energy is saying. It's time to take a reality check on all areas of your life on what you're trying to achieve or manifest with this new moon in Sagittarius. You also have the full moon in Sagittarius. It's time to see the bigger picture. So Spirit is basically saying, y'all need to step back, okay? Step back, reevaluate, and be honest with yourself about how you're going about things, but also keeping the peace. Finding that balance between spirituality and practicality. You know, knowing when to take action in spiritual, when to know to take action in the physical. But I feel like for a lot of you too, it's just basically saying, it's really asking yourself, what is it you want, and how can I get it? And when I mean how can I get it, how can I get it without detrimenting or burning myself out? When the full moon in Sagittarius is like something is coming to a complete end, where it's making you guys have to go at things at a different direction. And for a lot of you, going things at a different direction means compromising or even being the bigger person. You know, not always having to prove yourself or get validation to prove your point to things, to people, places, or things. But for a lot of you, this also has to do with your goals. Maybe you have some type of goal to try to achieve financial freedom, or say like you're trying to buy a house, and you know your goal is to pay off your debt before you buy your house, and you feel like you keep paying off your debt, but you have all these bills coming out of nowhere. Maybe you have to take a step back and realize maybe you have to take it, not just pay everything off up front. Maybe you have to do monthly payments. Maybe you have to cut back on some of your expenses you're doing. Just changing the way you're viewing things to get to the bigger picture of your goal. And then you also have new moon in Gemini. Think it through. Yeah, it's just confirmation when I say this. So like you guys have to, this roadblock you're hitting is having you guys reevaluate, reassess, rebuild, rebirth, whatever you're doing, redo. But it's causing you to have to rethink your steps. It's causing you to have another plan. And part of this another plan, maybe you have to do, instead of trying to do everything by yourself, maybe you have to allow other people to help you. It's all about thinking it through. Spirit's asking yourself about having a positive mindset. This energy for you guys is all about having a positive mindset, even when you're facing setbacks, because that positive mindset is still going to attract what you want for a lot of you. And I feel like that's what's closing out for a lot of you, is that negative thinking of like being that pessimist. Oh, I'm not gonna get there. You know, it's Capricorn. Sometimes we get pessimistic, but you have to embody that Sagittarius energy. Be optimistic, laugh about it, have fun, enjoy, make lighter of things, which is going to attract what you want. You can speak your world into existence, is what Spirit is saying for you. As you step into this new cycle, you have to really just do things differently. Which is teaching you guys a lesson of success. Success is going to come in many forms, in different ways. You guys are really seeing that you can achieve what you want to achieve, even if it means there's different doors open. Just because a window closed doesn't mean there wasn't a side door. You know what I mean? One door closed doesn't mean another one isn't open. And that's where you guys are learning that there's more than one way to get the success that you're trying to achieve. Okay? I know there's a no greater goal than to love. And a lot of you have to really ask yourself, what this new moon in Gemini is what's asking you is what change do I want? Sorry, I'm just having a brain fart. So a lot of you guys be having brain farts which means it's like you're overanalyzing, overthinking way too much. You just got to ask yourself this one question. Can I have what I want? And the answer is yes, you can. And it's all about being positive. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it. Sometimes you got to act like you already got it to achieve what you want. Okay? You know, like for instance, they always say, if you want to be a husband or wife, you got to act like a husband and wife. And when you start acting like that, you attract those type of people to you. Okay? You become a husband or wife. All right? So I feel like for this pile 3, it's just all about your mindset and how you view things. And realizing you are closer to your success than you think. Every pile has solar plex energy. So this is all about releasing that doubt, that shame, that guilt, that second guessing, and also getting new energy to go again. Okay. Your guys' self-care message is home needs TLC. Give your home some attention, redirect, clean, or sage it. So a lot of you, this is part of you taking a step back, reevaluating and reviewing things, is that you have to clean your home space. And sometimes the home is not your physical home. Sometimes your home is your body, your inner vessel. Sometimes you have to clean what's going on with inside of you so you can see the change on the outside. So if I always say, if your room's a mess, your house is a mess, that means you're internally a mess. So it's time to find ways to try to get out that energy, even if it means taking one step at a time. Start with a shower. You know, start with, if it's sunny outside, go outside. You know what I mean? Doing the little things to give yourself that TLC, or just give your home that TLC. 555 when I say that. So there is a positive change that's happening. A lot of y'all just don't see it because your pessimistic mindset gets in the way. Planning your career. This is the time to reevaluate your goals and write down and figure out how you can achieve them differently than where you were before. That third is confirmation, okay? For what I said for y'all's pile. Create milestones and have a strategy to set up yourself for success. This is time to set yourself up for success. Even if it means writing down little messages to yourself every day, talking about I don't chase, I attract. What's meant for me is always gonna be for me. You know, if I have a money goal, I always say that money goal to myself every day. All right. So those are these little things, and this is what this new moon in Sagittarius is bringing for you guys. Is a changed mindset, a changed outlook, positive energy. But the positive energy starts with you facing the things inside of you. All right. I got y'all. Bye.